everyone, Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room with you today. We're going to stamp this cute fun fold card that I cased from Patty Bennett. So I'm just going to refresh my computer to make sure I'm oriented properly before I get going. This card uses a lot of designer paper, so it's a... Oh good, we are. Okay, so it's a really good way to use up some designer paper. So there's a little tie here, and the ribbon goes all the way around the back, and it opens up. This flap opens first, and then this flap opens, and then this flap opens. See all the pretty designer paper? So the recipe is here. I'm using Pear Pizzazz, Whisper White, the Bird Ballad designer paper, free as a bird stamp set, some Petal Pink organdy striped ribbon, and then the blends to color all the birds. They're combos: Granny Apple Green, Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight, and Pool Party, and Light Crumb Cake. So I'm going to do some of the coloring, but I'm not going to do it all because otherwise we'd be here all night. Okay. So, and this is the envelope. So this is for the November 2019 Monthly Stamping Club. And here's your host code, ZFYSBAG2. Please have your online orders in before Wednesday, December the 4th. Okay, so there's a lot. This is 5.5 by 10, and then you score it at 4 1/4 and 8.5. And then this piece is, I believe it's 3 by 7. Whoops, hang on. And 3 by 7 scored at 3.5. So those are the two pieces of cardstock. So let's just do some attaching here. So I have two of the same pieces of designer paper. Oh, maybe we'll use that one on the inside. I forgot the other side had something cool on it too. Sure, we'll use that inside. You guys will have two different pieces. It's just that I ran out and I didn't want to cut into a 12 by 12 sheet for one piece. That's why this one had the same. But, ha! Silly me, I completely forgot that there's two sides to designer paper. So there we are. That's that. Now this long skinny piece with the feathers, it goes on here. So I'm just going to put that on. Might as well get this all over with. Oh, yes. I just suddenly thought, no, I can't because of the ribbon, but the ribbon goes underneath the green. So the ribbon goes here underneath this white part, which is on the extra flap, so we're fine. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Oh, yeah, so when you score this and fold it, don't do what I did, because I didn't close it with the flap on the outside. I closed it with the flap on the inside. And it didn't lay down flat. But that's okay. A little bit of persuasion from a bone folder works wonders. Okay, so now we're going to put this piece on, and that piece just goes on too. Goes on flat. This card is quite easy to put together. The thing that takes the longest on it is coloring the birds and the flowers on the inside. So if we get this all done first and out of the way, then we'll do some coloring together. I have had a request to do a coloring video, so I'll have to do that at some point. But this can be part of one. Okay, let's get this ribbon out of the way. So now we've got all of that done. The inside just has, I'm going to put this over to the side. So the inside piece and the envelope just have the leaves. So stamp them while we're here. And there's the inside piece. And get the envelope. Oops, apparently I have black gunge on me. Okay, that's out of the way, and the lid's back on that. Put adhesive on the inside piece. See how quick and easy this card goes together? It's all in the cutting and the scoring. Right, that goes inside here. Like that. Line it all up. Oh, now I'm just going to take the dark Granny Apple Green. I should have done this before I put it in here, but I didn't. Oh, that's okay. Now, you can shade these too if you want when you're in class. And those of you that I send kits out to, you're going to have to do your own coloring. I'm sorry. I'm rushed right now because I'm trying to get them all ready because the In Color Club order is supposed to be here in a couple of days, and I have to mail them off to our out-of-town members. So I'm going to mail the monthly club stuff at the same time. Now I'm just going to take my liked crumb cake and do branch. There we are. Okay, that's done. And out of the way. Now we need this piece. So on the inside, we have our designer paper. We're almost done the easy stuff, and then comes it's not hard, it's just more in depth. So that goes on here, like that. Okay, now we're going to stamp that. Get the ribbon out of the way so I don't get black ink all over it. And we're going to take The World Needs More of You and stamp it kind of in the center. There's that. Now we're going to take the big flower, and this is the flower we used on the other card that we just finished. The floating frame technique. And the little flower. And this we have to color. And now we're going to stamp that. So stamp your sentiment first, because that tells you how far down you need to put your birds. And it just goes up there in the corner. Oh, it's a little crooked. Let's just do that again. That's better. Now we take the big stamp and put lots of ink on it. And put it wherever you want. Just remember to put your sentiment on first, because it really helps you with placement of the birds. There we are. Okay, now comes time to color. Going to do the easy stuff first. Get the branch done. And I chose not to blend the branch either. Okay, now Granny Apple Green, I'm going to start with the light. And when you're doing the leaves, don't do too many of them because you want the ink to stay fluid. So just make sure you give it a nice coating of ink. You want it coming through the back like that. So this one doesn't have enough. Because when it comes through the back like that, it means the ink is wet enough. And then I just go down the center with the dark one and go back over the top just to blend it all together. So light, make sure you have lots of ink. You don't have to push these too hard. Nice coating. Go in with the dark. And you can just leave that. You don't have to go back over the top, but I like going over the top just to blend it all together. But if you've got enough of the light ink on there, when you put the dark on, it will start to move and blend itself. And the dark one, back with the light. You can do the dark first and then do the light on top of it. There's no right way or wrong way to do this. It's just whatever feels good to you. I like doing light first and then adding the dark and then going back with the light. But that's just the way I do it. You can do dark and then put the light over top. I just don't find it blends quite as nicely. Okay, got it all done. Whoops. Put the right lid back on the right color would help. Okay, now the flowers, they're not big enough to blend, so I'm just doing the outside parts in light Daffodil Delight. Like that. And now I'm going back with the dark and doing some of the other parts of the flower right in the center if it's a full one. And I'm dotting because these areas are not very big. There we are. Okay, now the birds. You take the light Daffodil Delight and do a pile in the middle. Do one bird at a time. Then I'm just going to go around the outside and give it a little bit of color. And then I'm going to bring in my pool party, my light pool party, and go all the way around with the light pool party. Now if you've got enough room, do it in your circular motion like you're supposed to, because that means you're getting lots of ink on your image. And just go around the edge of that yellow at the same time. Now the dark pool party, I'm going to go back in and do some shading, some highlighting. I'll go back with my light pool party and just go back over top of the whole thing, except for the very center of that bird. There. Okay, so light, dark, and go back over the light again too if you want, like that, to blend it in. Now light pool party, circular motion to get lots of ink on there. the dark going in wherever you see the lines on the stamp. The artist has put them there for a reason. Use them. And go back in with the light again. Go right around the edge of that yellow. Okay, and now light Daffodil Delight, dark Daffodil Delight, light Daffodil Delight, light Pool Party, this isn't true shading. When I start with the new products from the Occasions catalog, now I'm going in with my dark Pool Party. There's a stamp set in there, a poppy stamp set. Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on that for some blending. That's going to be amazing. And they told us on stage when we were there last weekend that poppies are different colors all over the world. Now I know in Canada we have orange ones and red ones, but apparently there's also yellow ones and pink ones. So I'm thinking a yellow poppy would be really nice. Light Pool Party, finish off with the dark. A little bit of shading and highlighting. And don't forget his tail. I don't know why he's the only one with a tail. I choose to believe it's a tail. It could be a branch, but I think it looks like where his tail would be. So I'm just going to go in with the dark Pool Party and just color his tail a bit. There we are. That didn't take too long. So that's done. Now let's open this up so you can see flowers that I'm going to color on the inside. I'm going to do a little bit of light Daffodil Delight in the center of them. And go back with the dark Daffodil Delight right in the very center. Let's go back over top of it to blend it in a bit. And light Pool Party. It doesn't take too long. You could probably should be taking a little bit more time instead of coloring quite so fast. I would stay in the lines a little bit more, but I don't want it to be too boring for you. Okay, so I'm going to go in with some dark Pool Party, and you want to pay attention to where the artist's lines are and where the stamens are, and if any of the petals are over top of each other, because that's where the shadows are going to be. There we are. Now we'll do this one. Circular motion with the light to get the color base on there. Can you hear it squeaking every once in a while? That's because I'm starting to push too hard. You don't want it to squeak. You want lightly, because if you push too hard, you're going to end up with ruining your tips. I know there was also a worry about the ink running out in these things quickly, like the last ones we had, but I think I think it's 2 years now we've had these, and you know how much I use mine, and I had to replace 2 of them, I think. My Petal Pink, because of course Petal Pink is the magnolia color, And just the light one. I didn't have to replace the dark one. And I think I ordered another light Granny Apple Green too, but I haven't had to use it yet. And Crumb Cake, because I use that one a lot too. But I haven't replaced it. I just got the pen. Alright, and back over top with the light one. Now it might not look like it's light anymore when you put the second coat on, but when it dries, it will be. I'll go back to light again. There we are. Okay, so that's the blues done. And the yellows. Get the pink. So this is Flirty Flamingo. My favorite pink. I'm going to go in and do the whole thing light. Get good ink coverage. Go back with the dark. Use some highlights. And the light one again. Circular motion to get good ink coverage. The worst thing is when you don't have enough ink coverage and the colors don't blend. Just about there. 2 more to do. They don't take too long. I think I'll do them both at the same time. You can get away with this as long as you put lots of ink on there. And the way to tell if you're getting the right amount of ink is to look at the back. If it's coming through, you know you got enough. Blend it in. Put the lids on. See how it comes through the back? That's what you want to see. Okay, so now this one goes inside and we can do that. Tape's hanging out of it. So that goes in there like this. Now, need this back because we have to line this up wherever you want it. It can be down here, it can be up there, it can be in the middle. Wherever it is, you need to make a line where your adhesive needs to go. I'm going to pull out my tear and tape for this one because I don't want it to fall off. So you just put your adhesive inside where you did your line to make sure that you've got it proper. And make sure that you put enough adhesive on there that it's not going to come off. And erase that line. Got my door closed to my craft room. It's getting warm in here. Okay, so now this goes right up against the edge here. and I'm holding it up so it doesn't stick. And you want to line it right up on the edge, and then like that. There we are. Now the ribbon. The ribbon, you fold it in half, and then it's going to go on here like that. And then this goes on top. So now we need to put some adhesive underneath that. And I'm going to use the tear and tape again. You don't want to put it out too far because you don't want it to be out past the edge of your white when you put your stamped parts back on. So let's see here. I got enough. Yeah. Okay. Take the liners off. Oh. If the liners don't come off, just burnish it a bit, and they will. Okay, now kind of make sure it's straight on there, like that. Now, if you want, you can pop this up. This one's not up on dimensionals, but you know what? I think we will, because we can. But just put the dimensionals at the top and the bottom. Because you don't want to put dimensionals over the top of your ribbon, because then you'll hump your cardstock. Okay, that didn't sound very good. See? Now, I'm just going to make a little, get my and I'm just marking where that ribbon is, so I can put some more dimensionals on there. See where my marks are now? Now I can put a couple of dimensionals there as well to stop the center from caving in. Push them on, get my pick. Oops, trying to go too fast. That is a cool trick, all right. I think that was Frenchy that showed me that one. Okay, now this just goes over top of the ribbon. Center it. Like that. And then we're done. So that opens there. And it opens here. Ta-da! And then, to close it, you just tie a little bow. There we are. And we'll tie this bow too while we're here. This ribbon is so pretty. Alrighty, there we are. Now, get my ribbon scissors and trim off the ends. there we are. There's our third card for the monthly club for November 2019. Oh, I didn't color my envelope, but I will. So now I will go and create something for our home decor piece, and then club will be done and ready to mail off. So thanks so much for joining me in my craft room. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye for now.